check out this bonus material from our trip to EBR Motorcycles. And the fuel, as you mentioned, on this bike, it's in the frame.
Did you see where the filler cap is?
No.
Yeah, there's the filler cap right up here. So this is the front part of the frame right here. You take the cap off here, and the fuel is actually in the side portion right here.
Wow.
This is not only the frame, but it's the fuel tank too.
So what is in this area?
This is the air box.
Air
We can
box.
go right down the line and look if you want to see.
That's what we're using for an auxiliary tank. That is the frame.
Wow.
But right down the line there, Sean can show you exactly where to put the air box on. You can see there's two big things called 61 millimeter throttle bodies. They're about this big. If you want to go down there and take a peek at it.
Sure.
2 injectors per cylinder.
Wow.
No. This is the air box.
Okay.
So this goes in the frame,
It's huge.
and you got an injector here, and then when it's all in there, then you put the throttle body on top, which is this thing.
Wow.
So you got 2 more injectors up here. So when you're really, it's like a 4-barrel. It's like
I think it's 8,000 RPM roughly. It starts to spray fuel out of these right here.
so
Wow.
these don't
And then it
work
starts
until
making
you're
power.
really getting on it.
And it's a
Wow.
very linear power curve. That's one thing about Eric. Our bike is very rider, it encourages you to ride better.
Sure.
You know, without all the gadgets, it's
Yeah.
just natural. You know, there's not a lot of switches and
Yeah.
buttons, and just instills confidence. That'd be the best way to put it.
Absolutely. Yeah, she is very comfy. I noticed right away the bars are nice and wide.
Right.
The tank is wide, and also like my Aprilia RSV4RF, you've got a cutout here
Right, you
for
put your
the
tuck your
legs.
knees in, and then so
Exactly.
when you're turning the bike, you're leaning off the seat. Now shift yourself off the side of the seat like you're gonna see, and the bike
Oh,
just
yeah.
flows with you.
Wow. And you can tuck.
Yes.
nicely, too. It hits you right at the chest.
Wow.
Yeah. Even a tall guy like me can tuck and scoot your butt back. It's very nice.
One of our customers, one of our very first customers in 2014 bought, we had a color called Galactic Black. There's actually, you walked by one that was up in the lobby when
Yeah,
you
I
came
saw
through.
that. It almost looked carbon fiber.
Yeah, it's Galactic. He bought one of the very first ones, and he's your size,
Yeah.
down in Texas. I did a demo event with him, and he loves the bike. He's ridden, he can't get enough of
I
it.
have to ride this thing.
So, and this has been race kitted out. I mean, we sell, this is fiberglass bodywork for the guy that wants to go racing, and an HMF exhaust and the remapped ECM.
Wow.
And then we saw a racing shock that's got adjustable ride height and different springs available and stuff for it. So otherwise, front end stock, it's got big piston shows on it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a very viable track weapon.
Help me understand why we're using a single disc here on the one side.
Lightest front wheel in the industry.
Okay.
Grab me a front wheel without a tire on it. So single disc, okay, that's Eric's patented design. And when you have 2 discs, you have to have dual rotors, whatever. You have to have a stronger hub, stronger spokes, and stronger rim to take all the torque on the stopping power, right?
Yeah.
Plus, it's like wearing a pair of shoes. Lighter the shoe, the faster you can run, right?
I get that. Yep.
Okay, well, our front wheel is very light, so it lets the suspension float around, soak up all the bumps. So when you do grab the caliper, it squeezes the caliper, which goes right into
That's a
the
huge caliper.
goes to the rotor, right into the rim to the tire.
Wow.
On a conventional setup or 2-disc, it has to squeeze the caliper. Okay, then the rotor goes to the hub, the spoke, rim, then tire. So we have fewer components, and it's a lighter front wheel.
Wow.
Wait till you here. This is a stock production front rim. There's no rotor on it, but still.
Wow. That is light.
And if you notice, it's hubless.
Yep.
You can see the actual center spacer for the bearings, and all the spokes are lightened up.
And that's beautiful. And it's painted. I like the fact that it's
This is
painted
a
black
production
too.
part.
That's
This is
awesome.
exactly what you got in our bike.
That is gorgeous. That's a very nice wheel.
And that's why we use it, because it's light.
Now, what are these guys right here?
That's a cooling scoop, which you notice we only have on the RX. SX does not have that.
Okay.
During track conditions, especially when you have a lot of hard braking zones, corner braking zone, this helps push air through the caliper to keep the pads cool.
Oh, that's awesome. That makes sense. It seems like everything on this bike is purposeful and it makes sense.
That's Eric's philosophy.
Yeah.
Everything has a purpose. If it's
and
not
it's
a
geared
purpose,
towards the track and
yes.
a great track experience.
But also in street. That bike right there is an awesome, I call that the urban weapon.
The SX.
Because you go on an interstate, you're in an upright position. Well, here, go sit on this bike. Now,
absolutely.
you've done this one just to get a feel for the ergonomics.
Okay.
It's everything from here back is the same.
Okay.
All we changed was the triple clamp on the upper end and put different handlebars.
Oh yeah. Extremely comfortable.
Right.
Just from when you first sit on it.
And we did put a softer rear spring on it because your spine is vertical. So it's just a little bit more compliant. Again, the street. You're on the interstate, you get the expansion bumps and
The mirrors.
But
the
it's the
design of the mirrors make them almost pretty much useful. On some bikes, you really can't.
you can't see
the
past your
mirrors
shoulders.
yeah, exactly. Especially when you have big shoulders like me. But for this one, I can see behind me. I like that. Now, is this the bike that competes with the Super Duke?
Yes.
KTM? Yeah. I
Yes.
have a good buddy that has a Super Duke. Some Fun, my good buddy, and he's been trying to get me to get one for forever. So I would definitely want to ride this one and compare it to the Super Duke.
Oh yes, this is hands down. So it's same powertrain. We don't detune this engine. This
Okay.
is the same as the RX, SX
that's
are the
nice.
same.
Yeah.
There's no changes in that. So you
Very
can
nice.
swap the front ends off the bikes and they're part for part.
Same sprockets, front and rear. So it's the same gearing. as
Same
well?
gearing.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Like I said, the only change we've made, we put a softer rear spring on it just for the street. Otherwise, from here back, it's identical.
That's beautiful. One thing I love about this bike over the Super Duke, first off, I'm really into the smaller things. LED headlights.
Yes.
That's awesome.
I think it's 2,000 lumens. It's the maximum allowable on the street,
Nice.
both high and low beam, and it has a parking lamp on it, which is just makes it a little.
That's a very nice
design on
touch. And a lot of riders I've noticed they're into that as well, because you don't want to have to buy a bike where you have to install an aftermarket
Right.
LED bulb or an HID kit
It's already
when
got
it
it.
comes up with it
Stuff.
already. Yeah.
LED tail light.
Okay. Question I have for you: once you remove this here for the track or something like that, how easy is it to get a light put up on there so you can actually have a light when you take this off? Most people remove the fenders.
This one's removed right here. This is what you see. There's no
Okay.
filler. There's the wiring harness actually.
Nice. Okay.
So it's just plug and play. You can take the plug, 3 screws, and off it comes.
Very nice. Very nice. Now, is HMF making aftermarket exhausts
For
you?
us, this is a kit that we offered through our store,
Okay.
and the same with the bodywork. This is available to anyone. And the race shock. This is a show. It's got adjustable ride height. Where the stock one you can get preload dampening, compression rebound dampening, and you can do spring preload. This has ride height adjustability as well, and we offer different springs for it.
Very nice.
Spring rate, different spring rates.
I've been to Hans's shop in Cleveland, because that's where I'm
Yeah.
from, and had a nice tour of his shop. He does great work. He did some work for one of my other bikes, so I'm happy to see that you're using his products. He's a very, very good company. Very nice. Now, how about the positioning of the cooling fans? What's the significance of those?
The way that this is ducted, we did a lot of aerodynamic with computer analysis. So the air comes in here, obviously for the front of the radiator, and it ducts the heat out sideways.
Oh, wow.
So again, rider comfort.
Yeah.
Another thought.
My Panigale is blazingly hot. In fact,
Right.
I can't even ride it on days where it's over like 75 degrees.
We did demo events when it was 95 degrees.
And heat's not an issue.
No. I actually had a rider show up, riding another brand, and he had full heat shield inside of his Aerostitch suit.
I can probably guess what brand that was.
And he went for a demo ride with me, and he took it out.
Yeah.
He couldn't believe the difference.
It's amazing. Very nice. I think you've answered all of my questions that I've had about this bike for years. You've answered them in about 10 minutes. I like that.
We got to get you in the seat of one. Is what we
I
have
want
to
to
do.
very badly.
We need to do that.
Yeah. So stay tuned. We might have an opportunity to ride one of the.
Or the EBR 1190RX or SX.
I want the RX. You know me. You guys know what type of bikes I like, and so we might have a chance to ride that. And stay tuned for my opinion on it. Coming soon.
Oh, here, I'll show you the dash.
Oh, that's what I wanted
This
to
is also
see.
special.
Yeah.
So key on.
I love the EBR logo and the flag. Wow.
So just give you a quick run through. This has a built-in lap timer, being a track day
That's
guy.
awesome. Yeah.
So you can actually
Wow. And how do you activate it?
with the push, the pass to flash switches
Gotcha.
right here.
Gotcha. Very nice.
Some other features the bike has on it. Let's see, let me get out of here. It's got a clock, obviously. Service reminder. You can change the brightness of the screen. Traction control. This bike comes with 20 levels of traction control, 0 being off, 20 being the most intrusive, if you want to, how you want to call it. So let's get out of there. It also comes with onboard diagnostics. Oop,
Oh,
darn it.
it's a nice touch.
Yeah, so you can look at this bike, and it's got keeps faults, and it's got live data. So, for example, we can look at the throttle position sensor. Watch this.
Wow. That's
So
amazing.
you can look at every sensor that's on the bike talking to the ECM. You can see it on the.
On other
yeah.
bikes, you'd have to install a third-party kit, such as a Power Command or a Bazaz unit, to
Right,
see that,
to
and
see
it wouldn't
that.
be real time.
Right. This is real time.
Nice.
So that's just one feature. So this hasn't been run for a few days, so let's just give her a poke.
Okay. That sounds absolutely angry. In a good way. Wow. In a good way. That's just beautiful sound, man. And that's a V-twin motor.
V-twin, 1190, 185 horsepower,
That sounds phenomenal.
and the torque.
Is that totally a de-restricted exhaust system?
Yeah.
No catalytic
The
converter?
catalytic's gone. It uses
Yeah.
the stock headers, and then HMF made a Y pipe that takes into the 2-into-1.
Wow.
All
I'm
bolts on.
impressed. Wow. Now, does this bike have a quick shifter?
We have it available through our race department, yes.
Okay, nice. For up or up and down both?
Convert it to GP shift.
GP shift?
Yep.
Okay. Very nice. Well, thank you again for going over all the
welcome.
facts and details on this bike.
Got to get you in the seat of an EBR.
I'm looking forward to it.
All
I
right.
really want that to happen.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is such a beautiful motorcycle. And the matte gray color with the red lettering. It's really gorgeous. And you can see the instrument cluster here. Looks amazing. Yeah, so because of the crazy traffic here in Chicagoland, the navigation took me off the highway and suggested that I take this freaking street, basically. And I have like 379 miles. And I have no idea how long I'm gonna be on this damn street. And I hate when the nav does that. And there's a car in my lane that won't get the hell out the way. So hopefully this won't be like a freaking stoplight infested street. Hopefully it'll be a highway. We'll see. That is a massive downtown area in Chicago. It stretches for miles and miles. The downtown area in filthy Cleveland is all of 3 city blocks. So we're going to come back here for, oh, look at that. Look at that beautiful BMW. Nice. We're going to come back for a 650 Eve adventure of Chicago and everything it has to offer, from the south side where Fiona and the Gallaghers live to the downtown area, the Gold Coast, and all that awesomeness of Chicago. But just look at the downtown area. I'm impressed. Are you? Here's a Tesla. You guys know I love Teslas. Elon Musk, if you're watching this, which I know you are, give me one of your cars, man. I love them. I want one. Oh, you know what? I'm not supposed to use my cell phone when driving, so I'm sure I'm not supposed to be shooting GoPro footage while driving. Bye-bye now.